Hello, and welcome to another episode of Let's Get You Painted. I'm Alec of the Let's Get You Painted podcast, along with the Atlanteans, and today I am joined with Kyle of Arcane Precision. Kyle, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. It's nice smoky Thursday,
It is
and
very smoky up here.
those Canadian wildfires are not treating anyone very well. I hope everyone involved up north is good, but you could stop sending that over the border anytime.
Well, it makes everything up here feel like Silent Hill, so we just need someone to cosplay as Pyramid Head, and we're good to go.
True. Someone in my local Discord was like, "Oh, it's another infernal invasion."
That's very true. Uh,
Especially yesterday when everything was orange and green.
oh, dude, that was so wild when you look up at the sun and it looked like that orangey green tint. Yeah, that was. And then today was kind of clear, but then I know that they said tomorrow is supposed to be worse. So we'll see how it all turns. So,
Yeah.
Kyle, what are you painting right now?
Right now, I am working on The Child from Grimkin. I'm currently trying to punch up some of this magenta pink color on the top for some of the highlights before I start going on to the other things.
Okay.
About you, what are you working on? Still working on Big Pig, it looks like.
I am still working on Big Pig. I'm putting a lot more time and work into him. Like I said on previous podcasts, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with him so that when I have the one that I've cut up and I'm motorizing the spinning barrels, that I can just jump into that one and quickly get it all knocked out. Because, like I've said previously, if I do it first one time, I then don't make the mistakes the second time, or I make less mistakes or newer mistakes. But most of the time, it's fewer mistakes. So that's what I'm kind of working on with him still a little bit. And I'm still trying to also figure out what I want to do. So when I have the next one, I'll have him on the table while I'm painting so I can use him as a reference point for what I'm going to do. Like, for example,
Nice.
on these, I'm probably not going to have these be green when I do them the second time. I'm going to go with a different color. I just don't like the green. Also, I like the purple here, but I might go with a different color purple and just some of those minor things. I do like how this red turned out right here, this amethyst rose. I love
Yeah.
how that turned out. And then also, Goblin Hobbies sent me their new stamping kit for War Machine, so I might do more of like the scratches because my wife did the stamping, so I might do some more of those on it and try to change it up a little bit. I also might on his knees. I might actually do the yellow checkerboard to try
Very
to change it
nice.
up a little bit.
Yeah, I saw those. I'm interested in them. I haven't seen them in person yet, so it's something I'm interested to see. No one locally has them yet, but I see the Buffalo guys enough, and Ryan got a set.
Well, if you want to drive up to Watertown, I will let you borrow mine.
That's a possibility. I mean, I know you have a couple people up there now playing,
Yeah. This
and
coming Saturday we're gonna get a game in. I'm excited about that.
that's gonna be nice. So, where are you
Yeah.
playing these days again?
Now we are playing at Phoenix and Griffin Games in downtown Watertown, which is
Is
awesome
that in the
because
mall?
it's not. It's actually in. It's off of what's the street? I know the street, but I don't actually remember the
Is it
name of it.
Arsenal?
Yeah. No, it's not Arsenal. Arsenal is by the mall. It's hold on. I'm gonna look it up real quick so I can tell you.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to distract you from your painting.
Oh, I know. Well, no, people are gonna be excited that you distract me from my painting because they always love when I stop painting for some reason. It is off State Street,
Okay.
253 State Street,
Well, it's nice that it's a
and
standalone store.
yeah, it is. It's very cool. They actually have 2 game tables for tabletop gaming in the very back of the store. Then they have 2 dedicated rooms for D&D, and then in the front of the store, the very front of the store, they have a table for like 40K or War Machine, and then in the middle of the store, they have a whole bunch of tables for Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Lorcana, Riftbound, all those types of things, Pokemon. And they're super nice people. They're, enthusiastic about getting War Machine going there, so that's awesome to me.
Yeah, the one thing I've heard from a lot of people who have been in the gaming, like game store industry for a while, is the SFG Stockist program is actually probably the second best, next to GW for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
but it was designed by people from GW.
So I'm really, really hoping that we can get this scene going strong here. So I'm hoping after we get back from Nova, that I can get the game day going, or the demo day going, the 3rd week in September. And I'm going to post it up. I just got to make sure that everyone gets it, and that we can have hopefully some of the Syracuse guys come up and, get it all advertised. And I'll bring all my armies and, really give it a good kickstart. And then what we do the 4th week of September is when we'll start our journeyman. And I'll have some loner armies and things like that.
Nice.
Like the old Pressganger way of,
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I'm going to be recording. I saw a post on Discord from some guys from, I want to say, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. And they held a demo day, and the amount of 30-point lists they had available for people to try was just insane, and it was amazing to see. So I'm going to have them on soon to talk about how they run demos and their demo day, how it went, and all of that for Beyond the Steamroller on our channel.
Oh, that's awesome. I definitely would like to listen to that, because I would definitely take that into account. My plan is to have 2 different 30-point lists for Chimera, 2 different 30-point lists for Gravediggers, 2 different Menoth lists, then to also have some old Cygnar, some old Khador, to have Grimkin, and to also have Convergence.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's smart having a lot of those, print for print ones.
Well, I figure what I'll do is so I can possibly, because I have the 3D printers, I can print them and then get people in. So if I give someone like a 30-point army and they like it or they don't, it's hopefully one of those things like I'm like, hey, so here you could either get more, or you can have them print it, or you can have the store order it. But as good as the new print on demand armies are, Convergent, Infernals, and Grimkin are, I think once people start getting into it, I think they would actually move towards things like new Khador, new Crix, Brine Bloods, things like that.
Actually, what you might like to do up there is do a paint day or paint night.
Mm-hmm.
Print off a bunch of models and say, here, pick one you like, let's paint it, and get them hooked that way. That's what Corey was saying they do in down in I want to say Brooklyn. Hopefully I don't get that wrong, Corey. Don't don't get mad at me. I know how you New Yorkers are. But he says they do that a lot, and it works out really well.
Yeah, like when someone gets to take something home with them at the end of the night is probably a nice thing. So I think you've seen the channel before, and you know my one of the things I do is try to get people into painting. So what is one of your favorite things you have painted in the past? Or, even if it's, a year or two old. And then why is it one of your favorite things you painted? If it's the lore, if it's a technique you learned, if it's how it eventually played.
Um, I mean, it's been a while since I've actually had like a fully painted list. I'm talking like Mark II. I came close in Mark III for some of the list stuff, but it was I was never really focused on painting, and I've been really trying in more recent time to do that. But I really enjoyed painting the trolls from what was it called? Evolutionary Elementalism, all the lights,
Hmm.
because I got to do some really cool, like, different paint jobs to differentiate them. Like the Pyre Trolls, I had one painted, your standard red fire. I did one with more of like the Crix, like green type fire, like the Hellfire.
Yeah.
Um, I had storm trolls. I had a standard one. I had one painted black, one painted green. I got to do really wacky things with it, and it all looked good together on the table.
That's really cool. It also probably helped you because you could differentiate. You're like blue fire, green fire, yellow, like normal
Yes.
fire.
Yep. Definitely helped. So after that, I really enjoyed painting the Ashes to Ashland, one of the mini crate
Oh,
models.
yeah. I really
I went
enjoyed
up
that one.
I went out to Rochester one night for they did a paint night out there one night, all the War Machine players. And I just went out there. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. And there was a bunch of us. And I painted that up in no time because, you know, honestly, fire wasn't too bad because I had a little bit of practice doing the trolls.
Hmm.
And it was very enjoyable to do that. I even did a little bit of the soot on the ends to kind of tie everything together.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. You mean like the grayish soot and stuff?
Yeah, like so. At like the very edges of the flame, it was more like
Yeah.
the gray black.
Yeah. That's really cool. Like very like the edges of her wings, right? Because she had the
Yeah.
fire wings.
Yep. Yeah, she had the fire wings. I do miss playing that list, that the Laylee's Resistance or whatever it was called back when it was themes.
Yeah, man. There are things I miss from Mark II and Mark III a little bit.
I don't miss the thing I don't miss in Mark III is playing a 100-point game, but it's actually like 125 or 130 because of all the free models you get.
Oh yeah. Well, if you remember in Mark II when you would do the tier themes and you would get not only your Warcaster points, but you could also get point deductions or
Yep,
reductions on
that's
things. Yeah.
EE did that. The lights
Yeah.
were 1 point cheaper.
Yeah, that used to happen
Same
with
thing with Runes
Harbinger.
of War. Yeah, Harbinger as well. Oh, okay. So I do like how doing that speed paint on the edges of this kind of had a little fade, a little bit more on that for those feathers, especially on the tops here.
So, do you like that they made that a character unit?
I don't mind. I never really played against them too much in the past, so it being a character unit now doesn't really change how I feel about it.
Okay.
I know some people were a bit annoyed because they had what 2, 3 units of them.
Yeah, they'd have probably at least two units of them. And they
But
they were five, or no, they were six in a unit, I think.
yeah, I'm not sure on what they were back in the day at this point, but they are really cool models.
Yeah. I liked
But
the lore of them.
Yeah, it's something I have to read a little bit more on. I pay for the subscription, and half the time I'm not even reading the lore, even though I should be.
Yeah,
I am trying to locate the Grimkin book, but that's impossible to find.
If you want, I will let you borrow mine, but you can't have it. I will let you borrow it.
I'm working on getting all of the old books. I've been buying up lots. I even have a French copy, I think, of Devastation because I didn't really notice it because it's spelled very similarly.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I have all of the books from Mark 1 through Mark 4.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I came in at Apotheosis, and so it wasn't that hard to pick up the previous books. And then I just kept buying the books after that. Like I would buy books because of the fluff in them for like the stories for armies that I didn't have.
Right. Yeah, that's why I wanted. Oh, I want to have them because I'm a nerd and collecting things is a thing, right?
It definitely is.
But just having like it's like having history. Like I was able to locate a I want to say it was Apotheosis special edition that was signed, and
Oh, wow.
someone was selling it on eBay for like $15, and I was like, yeah, I'll just get that. Why not? And it was in perfect condition, and I was
Oh,
just like,
wow.
oh, it's just someone wanted to get out of the game, not have any of the stuff taken up their shelf anymore. So I was like, I will have it take up space on my shelf.
Yeah. Yeah, my Apotheosis is probably beaten to heck and well not, super beaten, but like it's definitely it was carried to the game store and carried home and you know what it used to be.
Yep. Yep. No, it's definitely times have changed. It is nice having it virtual, but nothing really beats having that book.
Yeah. My wife actually shows me like pictures every once in a while because I used to read the fluff books to my kids when they were super tiny. So she'll
Oh,
always show me pictures of like with my son when he is, 2 months old and he's sleeping on my chest and I'm reading out loud to him. And it's a War Machine book.
and this is how Denegra killed or tried to kill her sister, and then Haley killed her.
Oh yeah,
Right?
it's man, it like I think about that, I'm like, oh man, this is why my kids are all nerds. It's not a bad thing, but I was like, this is definitely why they are all nerds. I mean, you would think with everything I read to my kids, they would all be Protector of Menoth players and all that good stuff. Nope.
I'm
My
guessing Crix. I hope Crix.
no, my son plays Legion of Everblight
Oh,
and Chimera.
oh boy.
Yup. I don't know why. Probably
Where did you go
dragons.
wrong?
I know. I failed somewhere. Dragons, probably. Dragons are a thing. And
Dragons are
then
cool.
um my daughter Morgan loves she originally loved Kador and then she eventually went over to Grimkin.
I feel like it's a rite of passage in the Northeast to play Kador at least once.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably
Because that's
pretty
where I
accurate.
started was Kador.
So I started with Protector of Menoth and I have stayed with them, you know. But as my buddy tells me, he's like, that's because you have that 80s Catholic guilt, so it just kind of fits with you. And I was like, man, you're right, and that's kind of scary. Like, I was like, that's really sad. And I was like, but I don't even practice anymore. He's like, oh, it doesn't matter. He's like, you got indoctrinated as a child, and so now that's just your thing. You just have that guilt. I was like, oh, man, he's right. But I can't wait for new Menoth, man. That's gonna be awesome.
I'm excited for it. Um, I'm thinking I'm gonna hop over into that after. Of course, this is just kind of like a palate cleanser because I was playing Gravediggers for a while and it wasn't clicking with me.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I like having more of mixed arms, and here I am playing Grimkin. I know the complete opposite,
Dude,
but
do you remember
uh,
when you used to bring 6 clockatresses and you would
I
just,
do remember people playing that. Yeah,
oh, that talk about just not fun.
and they would just stutter as you
Yeah.
injured them,
Uh,
and then they were safe.
yep. Oh man, I remember that. Do I remember that. That was not super fun, I'll tell you. Yeah.
I mean, they still have stutter.
Yeah. No, what the funny thing is when they were doing that, like that was when like I was playing against my wife and I taught her that strategy and then she's like, "Perfect. I love this strategy." And I was playing like Menoth into them and I was just like, "I hate this." Cuz trying to play against that was just such a pain in the butt. I was just like,
Because you're so
"Why?"
slow.
Yeah. Oh man. And like I would play with one of my lists, I was playing Harbinger because in Mark II and Mark III you played end of Mark II in Mark III you played Harby because that's what you did. And your other list up until when we had like Warriors of the Old Faith, you would be playing like before that kind of came out, you were playing High Reclaimer with double judicators and you were just having hand of fate go back and forth between the two so that you'd basically have um, add 2 drop the 2 lowest and that was just bonkers on judicators because when you're rolling on a normal attack 4 dice and then drop the 2 lowest, it's wild.
Yep, it's a really good hit fixing.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely. It was funny because then like I'd be playing into my wife and she'd have signs of importance up. So it was add 3 dice, drop one of the highest, and then drop the 2 lowest. It's like we're gonna have very average dice.
Yeah, I mean, if you want average, that's the way to do it. I mean, I would take average 90% of the time.
Oh yeah, it worked. It was interesting.
So something for me, I don't mean to hijack this,
No, go right ahead.
but there's something I want to kind of talk about that I kind of want advice on is how do I get past the stage of looking at something and saying this I hate. How do I fix it? How do I keep going to make it look good? Because I always get to that stage and I stop.
So for me, so how to put it this way. So I am diagnosed by a doctor, not by the internet, with ADHD and autism. And I want everything to be perfect. I have to be taught that nothing will be perfect because nothing will. Nothing in my world will be perfect. So when it comes to my miniatures, I have to look at them and be like, that's as good as it's going to get for the amount of time that I can do it. So what I do sometimes for painting is I look at what's the size of the piece and then I allocate a certain amount of time to it. And I hold myself to painting that much time for the piece. So, for example, when I was painting my Gravediggers, I did 45 minutes for each of the gun teams. 40. That
Oh
was it.
wow.
45 minutes. If I could paint as good as I can, 45 minutes, and that was it. And like I did it actually on the channel. It was episode 3. I was painting with Chris, Dr. Ether, and I painted one of the teams in 45 minutes.
That man is a
And
machine.
dude, he is amazing. Like I try not to be envious. Sorry. This is like a whole other thing. I try not to be envious. He is amazing at painting. It's kind of like when I watch like Dallas Kemp paint and I'm like, I just want a small percentage of how well you paint and how quickly you paint. Um, oh man, or like Jordan, watching Jordan when he was with Privateer Press, and I was just like, how do I get that good and like paint that much? And then I was like, you know what? I just have to accept I don't have the time and possibly the ability to do that. So I look at it and I'm like, I can do like so for Big Pig here, I have a total of 6 hours that I am allowed to do on Big Pig.
What are we at?
I am at 3 hours and 27 minutes.
So what you're saying is I have to keep you talking.
No, don't do that, because then like I'm gonna burn out time and I'm not gonna paint him, and I'm gonna hate myself. Because I'd be like, I wasted time. I was talking too much. I wasn't painting. But I mean, in all actuality, like there's detail work I still have to work on, but he's not bad. Like if you look at
No,
him,
if you
he's
slapped a base on him across the table from what I'm seeing, he's done. Like you
yeah,
slapped some basing on there, that would be really good for me right now.
yeah. This would be tabletop ready. And but like I can do better. I know I can do better. But it's like the same with some of these pieces that I know it's not going to get better. Like there's a certain point where I'm just like I have to be done. And with my Gravediggers, originally I wanted to have the entire army painted in 30 hours. And as I was painting them, I realized 30 hours was not enough. And I had to then take it from 30 hours to 45. And then I was like, that's not still not going to be enough. So I had to eventually cap it at 60 hours. And I can paint an entire 200-point list with some crossover, because you're going to have some jacks that are going to be crossed over, or and some of your units are going to be on the same. But I can do two in basically 60 hours of painting. Now, of course, now they're going to release Bandit and stuff like that, and that's going to screw up everything. But in my initial setting of getting 100 points done or 200-point lists done for my Gravediggers, I was able to do it in 60 hours. And the idea with that is that if you took 1 hour a night, or you could then do it in 2 months. And that's not too hard.
No, it sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm looking to go to Lock and Load this year, and I want to have this like fully painted, like my lists to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's what I want. I don't know if it's going to happen because I am, like I said, a very, very slow painter, even though I'm trying to make this a quick paint job.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens.
So what I do for my units is I do like assembly line painting. So all the boots go at the same time, all the gloves go at the same time, all the hats go at the same time, and that helps getting things done quicker. When I paint for my jacks, all the weapons, all the weapons get painted at the same time and things like that. And then when I do things like that, it helps. Actually, one of the things that really helped with Invictus here is that when I moved from Virginia Beach up here to New York, the movers broke it because they broke a lot of my War Machine stuff. But with breaking him into multiple pieces because of how they packed him, it actually helped with painting. So I was able to get him painted a lot easier with him being in multiple pieces. Oh,
okay.
Here, these are I told you the stamps that I got from Goblin Hobbies. If you look,
oh nice,
these are the stamps. So they came out
the very, very
nice. Yeah. And so I did them on Invictus because I was going to run Invictus with my Gravediggers. But nice. Now that I see Connie and Galliant flies as an 80 mil, and has crazy rules. And I'm like, well, sorry, Invictus, you're gonna sit over to the side, because
I don't know if he replaces Invictus.
really,
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, it's 20 points. There's no gun. He's a static threat range. I mean, he does have flight, so he doesn't have to worry about, Pathfinder card or anything like that. So that is a plus, but I don't know. Invictus has much more utility and is a beat stick too.
yeah. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe I just fell in love with the idea. I haven't got a chance to, even test him out by putting him on the table. But
Oh, I haven't either. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, I don't know.
I just thought it would be so much fun. I also would love for them to come back with a whole Precursor Knights army.
Yeah, I would be there for it. This I'm probably gonna have to hit with the airbrush again to get the effect I want.
Oh man, I had so much fun painting those. Because I used the technique to make her dress like see-through,
Oh,
and then doing like the tree and stuff. I had a lot of fun with that one.
this one I'm gonna be very liberal with the familiar pink.
Gotcha.
It's for the mouth, just so it's a nice bright.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling I'm gonna have to push it up even more because it still has a lot of the purple in it from the base coat.
So if you were to do what my suggestion of, if you did a timer and you put it to the side, would that cause anxiety or would that help you?
I think it would cause anxiety.
Okay.
I like the idea of it. I do, but I would hit the point and probably not touch it for a long time again, even though I wasn't happy with it.
Gotcha. I mean, for me, it's
But
just
it's worth
like
a
I
shot.
said, one of those things. Like I just have to accept it because I know I'm never gonna be done. I'm never gonna be truly happy with it, and that is what it is. But also, like I know that I'm gonna probably paint those things more than once. So the second, third, maybe even the fourth time I paint it, I'll get it done that much quicker and stuff like that. Yeah, when I talked to Joe, my co-host for the Atlanteans, I'm like, yeah, just buy extras, and he's like, why? I could just strip it. I'm like, no, 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 just buy extras, and that way you can use those as your idea and your example for when you're painting it, second, third, and fourth times. And then he's like, that's right, I forgot you used to have 6 judicators at one point in time, and I was like, I did because I had a problem. I mean, I
That's
still
an
have a
excessive
problem.
amount.
So it was Mark II, and I had one for each of my theme lists.
Okay.
And so because I wanted it to match each of my armies. So Fiora had two that matched her. Um, and then I had two that matched Sevi because I used to really like Sevi too, even though people didn't like him. Because if you remember in Mark II and Mark III, Sevi 2 had awareness. So I could see through pretty much not everything, but almost everything, including forests. So if I put that out, I could then have a Judicator basically murk someone who is on the opposite side of a forest. And it was basically a thing like people would forget about it because people were not used to Sevi 2. So if I'd show up to a tournament, people wouldn't be used to it, and it could get me through some hard times because I wouldn't pop out Sevi until later in, and then people were like, damn it, and it sometimes would help me get through like a hard pairing.
Oh yeah, Dark Horse is a thing.
It works.
And Jank.
Yeah. And yeah, it's funny because it's like when I show up for some things and people are like, you have Krios 2 and Resnick 2? And I was like, yes. And they're like, damn it, I don't remember what those are. I was like, it's okay. But like the first time people have to deal with Sacrosanct for with Krios 2 in a while, they're like, oh my god, that
It's
sucks.
it's annoying.
Yeah, yeah. And
It's really
even
annoying.
and I mean they nerfed it too, but it's still annoying.
I have to let that stuff dry before I put any more on. Yeah, I think half my problem is ADHD because you see me, I'm skipping around, I'm putting the pink on, I'm putting the white
Mhm.
on,
Yeah, it's so I think it's probably just how my brain is triggered or it works like a combination of the ADHD and the autism, and it's just I'm gonna hyper focus and then I just have to then let it go and move on to the next thing, and I have to accept it. And will it sit at the back of my brain for a little bit? Yeah. Do I need to let it go? Also, yeah, because there's no way I can fix it.
So, what kind of paint brands do you like using the most? Because that's something I'm always trying to figure out.
So I used to be a P3 exclusive with the old P3 line, these ones. Um,
Oh, I got a bunch of those.
yeah, I had the entire run, multiples of them, and I still love them. I still have some of them that I crack open. And then when those were really hard to find at the end of Privateer Press's ownership of them, because if you remember, it was like it was one of the things you could barely find them. I started
Yep.
rotating over to Pro Acrylic, which I really enjoy as well.
And I'll say
And
they were based down in Virginia, weren't they?
Pro Acryl,
Yeah, aren't they from down there?
I believe they are. And
Yeah,
then
'cause-
finally, when SFG got over, they released P3 again. So I bought the entire line. Well, technically, I bought the starter thing. The movers ruined it, and then Jason got the entire line, and then I got it from him. And now I've been doing that, and then I'm probably gonna get the entire second run here eventually. But I've basically switched back to P3 again. But then
okay.
for brushes, I normally go with they're called ghost brushes. I really really enjoy them. They were Kickstarter, and now I just buy them directly.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I got.
they're oh god.
Oh, so you go ahead and finish
I
them.
was gonna say I just really enjoy them. They're like standard. They're not super expensive. I normally buy 3 full sets at a time. I use them till they start to fray, and then I get more. Actually, the most recent Kickstarter that they did for them are going to have the new ergonomic handles, like the wider, thicker handles and stuff. And I'm excited about those. They deliver in December, I think. So I'm excited to get those new ones. So what about you?
Nice. So I used a lot of P3 back in the day. I mean, I have quite a few Citadel paints because easiest to get in the
Yeah.
area. Uh, but our store is a war store, but they are not carrying the P3 products because they already carry so many different paints.
Hmm.
I mean, they have Pro Acryl, Citadel, Army Painter, Two Thin Coats. They have some Color Forge for primers in now, and they have like some Vallejo, and I've talked to the guy who runs the game section at our store, and he basically said he'd pull in a couple different brands before P3, but he doesn't hate P3. It's just it doesn't sell like the other ones.
Oh, I totally get that. Like you have to go with what sells. And
Yeah.
some people are very particular on their paints. Like
Yep.
I used to really like Citadel. Um, and then I still like GW washes, Citadel washes. like Agrath's, that's still a go-to. Um, for
I'm
me,
still working
I
on some Devlin Mud from way back when. That's still good.
yeah, I mean, dude, this one like this this is you can tell this is an old container. Like this is, but that's because like I don't apply washes super heavy. What I do is I actually paint them on just very small areas. Like,
Okay.
actually, man, who was I talking to? I was talking to someone the other day, and we were talking about if you remember that the this is like 20 years ago, where they used to talk about dipping your models. Remember, they would tell you to paint your whole model and then dip it in a wash and then
Yeah, it
like
was the
shake
Army
it.
Painter. They did like a
Yeah.
2 or 3 step painting.
Yep. And then you would take it, like shake it a little bit, take it, hold it upside down, let it dry. And I was like, man, that's.
It
uh
was effective for quick army painting, like undead and stuff.
it was actually, it worked really well with Necrons. You could spray paint them silver, or what you could do is you could gray them, then silver them, then dip them, and then you would put the greens in, and you were like good to go. Um,
Yep.
but if you tried to do that with some of the Space Marine armies, they would all get like washed out because that when you dipped them, all the color would just kind of get grayed out, basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of recesses for it to get stuck into.
Yeah.
But paint wise, typically I've actually been purchasing a lot of Pro Acryl lately. I really like the way it applies.
I would agree with you. So my one issue with Pro Acryl is that I can't really get it to wet blend. Like two brush blending, it's very
Mhm.
difficult. And I think it's just how they get their pigments.
Okay.
But I
I mean,
think
they
that
are very like one, maybe 2 coats is all you need, even when you thin it, because there is a ton of pigment in it.
yeah.
I mean, the white I'm doing is the new P3 Mara white.
Hmm.
So I just noticed that I broke the tip off of this one, but I'm gonna keep it the way it is.
I don't think it really I don't think anyone's gonna notice that the very tip is gone.
But now I noticed.
I know, and now it's gonna just sit there and grind on you.
It's all good.
It's okay. It happens. It's I can't tell you how many lances I had break on me when I had Exemplar Avengers, and I was just like, it's fine. They don't need the
So
very end of their lance.
you want to talk about broken parts? I have the original Mark IV Signar.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It's bad.
hold on. If we really want to talk about broken parts, let's talk about Mark II Convergence.
I have a vector that I started to build, and then I was like, I don't know how this goes together. These parts make no sense, and it's just sitting there now.
Do you remember the Clockwork Angels and trying to get them to stay together in one piece?
I pinned the ones I had.
Okay.
I also pinned Nis Hunters,
Yeah.
and I rotted my Iron Fang Pikeman when I was playing Kador.
See, I think everyone did that because that's what you had to do, the copper rods, because otherwise they would just break.
Yep. I can say this. I don't really miss assembly like I thought I did. Once I've really got into the 3D printed stuff, it is really nice where it's just like, okay, I have to glue maybe 1 or 2 pieces together and I'm done. And then glue it to the base instead of like, I like the hips models they do. They're very good. They're very durable. Everything looks great, but it's assembly and it takes so much time.
I miss kit bashing.
That, yeah.
Kit bashing is a lot harder these days. Which is why
Yep.
I'm doing more like digital kit bashing, which is a whole other thing. And I really need SFG to come up with a very lengthy explanation on what is allowed, what isn't allowed, and because I can take their STL, put it in Blender, and adjust, like if I insert the wireframe and adjust the arms, so I just adjust the arms, so the weapons are still there. Is that okay? Or I adjust the legs, is that okay? If I adjust the length of a sword, is that okay? If I, take one head off and I take it and I put a different head on from, let's say, a different STL, that's one of the, Steamforged game ones, is that okay? Like I need a very strict set of guidelines, kind of like they used to do with like standard kit bashing, but I need it for, digital kit bashing, just so
It's
that.
a whole new era for that.
Absolutely. And here the thing is like I don't want to break the rules. Just give me the rules. Like let me know, but I think they don't even know what the rules are yet.
Right now, I am going to be having John print me Old Witch probably at like 70%. So
You
I can
want her?
fit her in my bag.
Okay.
Because full size Old Witch does not fit in my bag. Like, she's still going to be the size of the slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like she's going to be, on Scrapjack 1.
Yeah.
But, she's still going to be large. But at least this way, I can bring her to a tournament on a plane.
See, I'm going in an opposite direction. Like I think you've seen that I adjust things and I make stuff bigger. Like I have a slaughterhouse that I've been printing, and then I have one of my friends working on a first floor for the slaughterhouse. And
First floor?
a first floor. So that that what you think of the slaughterhouse is like its first floor is now the second floor, and that becomes a walkout balcony. And there's a whole first floor to it. And then you have like all the extra stuff down there, and then it goes up, and it's so much bigger. Um and I like that. It's silly, it's fun. But like I did the same thing for my shrine. I think you've seen my shrine, haven't you?
I have not actually. And
All right.
well, maybe I have, but it's been a while if I have.
All right. So hold on. Let me grab my shrine. It's over here. I don't have Hierarch Boyle on it right now because he's in my bag, but I can show you. So this is the base of my shrine.
Okay.
Ugh. And here is the top. So
Oh, that's quite a bit bigger.
yeah, it all fits on. It's legal.
Yep.
It's you could talk to Travis. It's legal, 100%. But it is much larger, much larger.
Yep.
But I think it also looks way cooler. And by going with this much bigger, I was able to put Striker 2 battling Hierarch Voil on it. And then I have a little smoke machine that I have now. I could put in the inside and have it put smoke out and LEDs and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
I
that's
like
cool.
being, yeah. So like I go with some of those. Hold on, there you go. My camera didn't want to zoom in for a second there. So I like being able to go. Why are you not? Come on. My camera's being weird now. Now it doesn't want to focus.
That's okay. I was having a ton of issues before. You know that.
Yeah, I know. I just hate when it's. There you go. Now it's focusing again. um. Yeah, so it's just one of those things like I will go over and I go way overboard sometimes. Like when I do some of the terrain for, Iron Kingdoms, I will go and make something 200% larger so that a medium or a large base, piece can fit inside a building. So it just
Okay.
so like a warjack can walk inside a warehouse. Because a warjack could walk inside a warehouse. Can a warjack walk inside a tavern? Probably not. He has to stay outside. But a trollkin, who's a medium size, should be able to. But like a trollkin would be 35 millimeters on it, or 40 millimeters. So you need to make the entire building bigger. So I do that. I kind of go overboard sometimes with that type of stuff. But it's fun.
I wouldn't say that's overboard. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been resizing some of the Warmachine 3D stuff while I print it.
Oh yeah, I did. I printed pigs, Pharaoh, and I made some of the pigs, like the road hogs, big. Like I made some of them 75%, some of them 100%, and then one of them 125, so that they have different sizes, and they're all the same. I mean, because I didn't actually go and start resculpting them yet, but that way they're just a little bit different, and it's kind of fun. But I enjoy that.
I think that is something that they are going to have to address in their Steamroller document in the near future. Is so we don't get into you remember the miniature destroyers.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't get into that because technically those were legal conversions, but they weren't at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to try to cheat anything. I don't want to try to screw around with anything. I'm just trying to have like a little bit of fun and a little bit of silliness with it.
Yeah.
Like yeah. I guess that's the only way I can say it.
That's what we have to remember too, is like this is supposed to be a fun game, a fun hobby.
I mean, at least with Warmachine, everything's based off the base size, so it's not like in 40K where people try to kit bash for advantage.
Right.
Like, I'm glad that people can't do that in our game. Like, for example, with my shrine could be 2 feet tall. It doesn't matter. It's actually, X height.
So about 5 inches for a 120 or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, and short of a building with a volume more than 4 inches on a side and a height of 5 inches, you can't hide any colossal or any huge base behind it. So it's one of those things. Like, I'm like, yeah, I should be able to kind of have fun with it, make it silly, make it fun. But I mean, but the thing is, there's always going to be that one person who's going to kind of ruin it for everybody, and that's why I'm just trying to make sure that people know that I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to be silly and have fun with it.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, have you mashed any of the terrain together yet?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I did. One of the fun things I did is I took the train, I put it into rubble. I then took some of the railroad pieces and I put them into rubble as well. So so I did the rubble piece like this, and then some of the train, the railroad tracks were coming out at an angle, as if out of the crater, as if like an artillery shell had come in and damaged the railroad tracks and made them, come up and out.
Nice. Yeah, I only did the train on its side into rubble so far. It's the only one I've really mixed together.
I think we all did that. Like, we're like, let's do this. I think we all because it's super easy. Like I did it in Bamboo. Because all you do is you put the rubble piece in, then add, or you right click, add, import, add in the train, put it on its side, submerge it, cut it, and then you're good to go.
Yep, that's super easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually going to make one of the videos on it, but someone told me I shouldn't make a video yet because it might not go over well with Steamforge until they've come out with their official rules. So I shouldn't necessarily teach people how to make their own or adjust their STLs. And I was like, I don't know. If I'm not necessarily I'm not telling them to go do it.
You're not reselling it. You're not.
Yeah.
That's
I'm just saying,
thing.
If you want to make your own terrain, not take your own minis. Just like here, if you want to make some cool scatter terrain, this is how you can do it. Or if you want to make, this is how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I've messed around with it a bit in the past, and it's come out okay. It's you got to really figure out where you want things, because supports for some things don't work like it normally would.
Oh, absolutely. You have to be very careful with what you're doing. But I mean, I found sometimes where if you slow your printer down and just work together, like sometimes you have to do a couple test prints, but you can make it all work.
Yeah. And if not, it just becomes a nice piece of rubble terrain after you get everything cut up how you want.
Yeah, I mean, heck, like that's what most of the time what I want to do. I want to have unique terrain for the table. Because I just want some dynamic, tables that are cool.
Yeah, that's something going into a game store, seeing people playing, having painted dynamic terrain is important, because looking back at Mark II, Mark III, I understood the need for the 2D terrain and the want for the 2D terrain, but it was really boring to look at.
Well, I think with doing the 2.5, so like the neoprene on the bottom and then like trees and stuff on top, is a really good way. It's like that way, if someone's ultra competitive, you have the neoprene there, and then if they're not, you have the fun, trees.
Yeah.
Like one of the things at Nova every year, like you see all the beautiful terrain, and then sometimes you can tell someone will be across from you, and like they start before they even move their pieces through it. Like they might not move their stuff through it for like another turn. They're already moving all the trees off to the side, and I'm like, oh, I get it, I get it. You need to see, like your brain needs you to do this. But man, I like the trees. Like there's been times where I move the trees back into, like I'll move like a guy into a forest, and then I move the trees back onto it, just for the immersion.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm trying to figure out for these, like I'm going to be doing a blue, more of a desaturated blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to be using the war paints, the abyssal blue with white to desaturate it, if that's going to be the look I want. Because I feel like going right to, Neptune glow is going to be too jarring.
Why don't you use a gray instead? Instead of a white, do a gray.
No, I'm doing for these
Oh, okay.
the
Sorry,
white.
I get what you mean.
The white's going to be orange, yellow orange.
Okay.
With that, because I want it to be a drastic like transition for the cool and warm color that I have with the purple and the magenta.
I got you.
But I'm also going to be having blue as with that too, and I'm trying to decide. I feel like I'm going to have to do the abyssal blue and desaturate it with some white, and then highlight it with the Neptune glow. That might be what I have to do. If I had a test model.
See, that's why, you know what? Just print some more and then paint them, and that way, or, you paint this. If you don't like it, then you just print some more later.
That's true. I mean, I can always strip it too.
No, don't strip it. We already talked about this. Don't strip it. Leave it, print more, and just go from there. You'll be like me. You'll have like, double FA of everything, if not triple FA. It'll be great. It'll be glorious. I jokingly told my kids that they're not getting any inheritance. They're just getting War Machine pieces.
Oh, we'll see how much that's worth in a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Who knows? Come the apocalypse, at least they won't be bored. They could play some War Machine.
They will have activities to do, except for they won't be able to use the app because we don't have cards.
No, but that's why I got the books.
It's true.
Oh,
That
man.
is true.
Well, Kyle, it's getting on about an hour, and that's what I try to keep the show to about an hour. I know it goes by so quickly, right? You know, we chat, we have fun, we paint, and then you're like, oh, it's been an hour. Holy cow.
How much painting did you actually do?
I did a pretty good amount. I got a lot of the gold and the boiler black done on him this time, which was what my goal was.
Yeah, that looks great.
The cursed gold and then the boiler black. That was my goal for this part. I need to do a little bit of silver highlights on this, but that's probably going to be the next part. And then I need to start doing some highlights on his fur and then doing the basing. And I think I'm going to kind of call him done.
Now, for the highlights on the fur, are you going to be doing a dry brush highlight, or are you going to be doing like an actual like?
I'll do dry brush highlights.
Okay.
It'll be super easy. I'll go in with the I've already picked it out. I'm going to do the Adrian Flesh. So I think that'll look quite well. Because I did Bootstrap Brown, I believe, or Battlefield. I think it was Battlefield Brown actually.
Yeah, that looks like Battlefield.
So I think the Adrian Flesh will be a nice light color to just bring out some of the highlights. Dry brush it out, and then then I will call this boy done. And I think it'll be good. I can start working on some more pieces for other stuff. But Kyle, thank you so much for coming on Let's Get You Painted, and tell people where they can find you.
So you can find us on most social media platforms, Arcane Precision. We are on YouTube, Spotify. You should be able to find our podcast on most places you're able to get your podcast. And we are doing some more videos. I'm working on some shorts currently, so those will be coming out in the near future. And we are trying to get together to do some battle reports. It's just like playing Dungeons and Dragons with anyone. It's hard getting 3 people in person in one spot.
Absolutely.
But it's something. We have ideas of things we want to get done, and just keep a lookout for us. We're also on TikTok, Instagram. So if you're on TikTok, great. If not, I don't blame you.
I have not actually set up a TikTok account. I have Instagram, and I do have a Facebook, even though I don't really post on there much. But yeah, well, thank you again so much. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in for another episode. I will see you guys all later. Bye.
Bye.